Hello to my Sagittarius. This is Queen Amun-Ra coming to you with your general reading. All right, Sagittarius, this reading is going to take us into October 10th, 2025. Even though these readings are timeless, this is leading us closer and closer towards this full moon. The moon is in a waxing gibbous moon, I believe at the time of filming in Aquarius, moving from Capricorn, the moon in Capricorn, to the moon in Aquarius. But you're walking away from something. You're finally walking away from something that was so unhealthy and so wounded. You know, you may have realized that you didn't see something from a higher frequency before, but now you're seeing something at a higher frequency. You know, that somebody may have a temper. Somebody may have two people may have a really bad temper, like their emotions with something runs real deep, and they may have a really bad temper. You may not have seen it before, but looking at something now, you're seeing something from a higher frequency, like how somebody was trying to loop you into somebody else's temper, like somebody trying to bring out a temper in you. So what I'm seeing here with this number 8 is a destiny swap. Destiny swaps could end people. Basically, like somebody is saying, whoever you're connected to, because they have a really bad temper, you must have a really bad temper too. So even if it's your child and you didn't recognize that they have a really bad temper, somebody's son was overwhelmed, you know, by something. And so somebody decided, hey, if you want to get out of something, then who are you going to sacrifice? You're going to sacrifice Sagittarius. In Sagittarius, we see the Sagittarius has a really bad temper. Then they pays your karmic debt. That pays off your karmic debt, right? So let's say you're a parent and your son has a really bad temper, and somebody wants to bring that temper out of them. Then to sacrifice you, that would pay off the karmic debt, the family's karmic debt, right? So you feel fulfilled and walking away now from a very unhealthy and wounded relationship. In hindsight, it's like you got eyes in the back of your head. So now that something is coming to light, a secret has come to light, that people been trying to bring out a really bad temper in you. I mean, and they tried it. They did something that was so overwhelming to somebody's son. They wanted to bring out the worst in you, right? But guess what? What they got from you, the rebirth you. It doesn't really matter what your age is. You could be older, calmer now. Like back in the day, you may have snapped and gone off and wanted to strangle somebody. Which y'all know on my channel, I don't support violence, right? But you never know what people will do impulsively. Like you never know if when you're in a position, you know, if you're put in a position, what you're going to do. That's nobody. You know, so you don't even want to speak things into existence, because some people are trying to bring out a worst in you. And so what somebody wants to do is expose something sexually, you know, in you. And so something was fated to happen. Somebody's been trying to make you look like a fool, whoever you are. Somebody's been trying to overwhelm you. So let me give somebody an example of what I'm talking about. Somebody has tried to push every button with you, the trigger, try to bring out a worst in you. They try to do stuff to you, your kids. They try to do something. So something was fated to happen. Somebody's been wanting to send something out all around the world. They just been waiting to press a button. Because for them, they say, hey, what the heck? I don't have nothing to lose. I don't have nothing to lose, right? But that's not true. This is why I always tell people, when you got people out here that decide they want to be your karma, it's sometimes the karma that comes back to them, they don't leave this planet before it comes back to hit them. So somebody is trying to expose something with you in an unhealthy way sexually, right? Basically, somebody must have recorded something, unfortunately, to try to make you look like you're a fool, right? And so somebody is trying to take some kind of an impulsive action because they feel like something is their way or the highway, but it's instantly going to end them. Instantly. That literally is like somebody trying to bring out a temper in you and saying, okay, well, we tried this, that didn't bring out a temper. We tried that, didn't bring out a temper. We're going to try this. Now we're going to try this. This will end them. And I'm telling you, we'll send something out all over the world. You don't even have to operate in fear. You don't even have to operate in fear. Because Something that was done in secret. It was done in secret. It's coming right back to where it started. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Let's say you were dating somebody and you keep a journal, right? I always tell people, hey, journal your entries. You'll know exactly, like, okay, you were with this person, you wore this, you know, this is this period of time, how your hair was cut or how your hair was styled, if you're a man or woman, you know, basically if your body went through some ups and down changes, you'll be able to take it right back to who did what, right? Somebody is so impulsive, they're not thinking that you record things. So when people give you a gift as a journal or whatever, start journaling that. Start journaling, okay, I was here at this time at this place. You know, start journaling your weight if you're on a weight loss journey or weight gain journey. Okay, I was this weight, I was this height, I was this, you know, height, which y'all know the saying, weight. I was here, I was wearing this, I wore that. So you got another Sagittarius who is about to get their immediate karma because they feel like, hey, they don't have anything to lose. They don't have anything to lose. This right here, Wheel of Fortune, they feel like their fortune has stopped. They want to make you look like a fool. They feel like you made, they see the justification. They feel like you made them look like a fool. They're going to make you look like a fool. The source is saying to you, you have nothing to fear. Because if anybody that does something to try to expose you, you've already journaled it down to the date. When I tell you that their karma is going to be immediate, it is immediate. It's immediate. And guess what? Because it's immediate, it's going to put an immediate end to them because they feel like, hey, you put an end to their money or their fortune that they were bringing in, hey, they're going to put an end to you. Let them do it. Let them do it. At this stage in your life, if you were around some people and they secretly were recording you or secretly doing something, if that's how they get their money, by secretly recording people, you know, in a sexual act or whatever, because that's what this is. When the moon moves through Scorpio, it's doing a reset. It's around sacred sex, and it's also around money. So something that you may have thought was sacred, it could have even been a sacred initiation, or, you know, something where somebody may have said, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, or whatever the case may be. Somebody may say, whatever initiation people go through. But somebody may have thought, you know, they were secretly doing something to, like, a secretly initiating you into something, right? And you may have thought something was sacred, where they wanted to hold on to something that could make them a fortune. Guess what? Immediately exposed, because you'll be able to track it back down to dates. If they own a business or anything like that, you can go back and look at your bank receipts, all of that. When I say it's going to be immediate, you can take it right back to immediately to exactly who did what, right? So that's what Source is trying to tell you. Is the only caveat with that is how people break into people's devices. That's the only I'm trying to make sure I cover everything that Source is telling me to cover with you all. So when you're in prayer warrior mode, you don't want to be impulsive, right? So you're trying to see something from a higher frequency, right? So you don't want to be impulsive. So let's say, for instance, you're going through some kind of initiation process for whatever, right? And you're around a bunch, somebody did something impulsive, like maybe they said, oh, look at this. They may have shared something with somebody, right? Look at this, right? That other energy may have shared something else. That's why you don't want to be impulsive. So it's just saying one person's impulsive action could cause you to be impulsive and then bring a whole tower down on everybody linked to you, just messing up everybody, when it may not have been who you thought it was, trying to make you look like a fool. So that's what prayer is for, right? That's what journaling is for. That's what prayer is for. That's where you're saying, okay, best practices. When I walked away, this is you right here, walked away from something, right? Or when you and somebody else could have walked away from something, you said, okay, you came out of a depth of emotion. So something for you is not that deep, but for another person, it could be that deep, right? So Source is saying to you, if an energy is mad at you because they want to link up with you, or they want to, talk to you, and you're saying in hindsight you wish you had just walked away from this energy. It's a fire sign. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius has a depth of emotions about something, about you walking away from them. In other words, what you're dealing with is, and somewhere Scorpio is in their birth chart, right? Somewhere Scorpio is in their birth chart. Scorpio rules 8th house, but you're dealing with a fire sign, and you toss something into a burning bowl. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, it could be their sun or moon sign, just so we're crystal clear. When you walked away from these energies, they did something really impulsive, okay? Very unhealthy around what you thought was sacred sex, and something around money. So somebody was making a fortune off of you behind your back, whoever you are, you and someone else, right? So Source wants you to stay focused as you're continuing to go through your spiritual cleanse, right? Because this right here, you getting outside in the sunlight, helping you to just remove all that stale energy off of you. You may have even felt something building up, like you were just drained or exhausted, like you could barely keep your eyes open, because all these energies are pulling on your energy. This is the reason why you want to get out in the sun, get out in the sunlight, recharge, reset, right? Because something now that's come to light is so overwhelming. It literally could have had you exhausted, like you were just, you know how like overcharged, like overstimulated to a point where you're just tired, just exhausted, right? Because you have some idea of who was trying to make you look like a fool behind your back, right? But something was fated to happen. Something was fated to happen. Something that, this is a chain reaction of something. Something that put these people in a situation where they look like a fool. They wanted to put you in a situation to make you look like a fool. This is an initiation here. They wanted to put you in a situation that made you look like a fool. So everything is coming out. Everything is coming full circle. Something secret that was done is now coming out, right? Another Sagittarius is they're going to be exposed. Another Sagittarius is going to be exposed. A dark Sagittarius. You're high vibrating, they're low vibrating. They're being exposed to what secrets they were a part of. They could have been a part of a secret society, whatever the case may be, in your own family that you didn't even know about. And so all of that's being exposed. What they did to you and someone else. To do a destiny swap. Somebody felt like the depth of your creativity is just amazing, right? So instead of them just saying, hey, listen, why don't we link up? We all need to get together, so and so. But see, your goodness, your heart, is also going to be exposed. So let me give somebody an example of what I mean. So water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it. So let's say you're a person who in your family, you started believing in your dreams, right? So you said, okay, hey, you're going to relocate. You're going to go into a place where everybody in the family can come and relax, but you need to get settled. Usually when people are going through a Saturn return, sometimes it takes years to get settled. If you know it takes you years to unbox some of the stuff that you packed up in your boxes, it takes you years to get unsettled. Something in between that, somebody either died before you moved or after you moved or while you moved. So that adds another layer of something that needs to be purged. Unanswered questions. How did they die? Under what circumstances? Were they stressed out? Were they still connected to people who were stressing them out? And death could be tricky. But in all of this is happening, you got loved ones who want to link up with you because they process death differently. People process, one day you're up, next day you're down, whatever. Everything is about to be exposed, including how kind your heart was. Because this is why I talk about journaling so much. If you've been journaling or sending emails to people, because this is the energy I'm picking up for you, whoever you are, I feel like you're a really good-hearted person, and you said, you know what, I was trying to get settled. When you see the death card, that's why in my readings, I take it all the way down to the lowest of low, because the veil there is thin. When you're about to close out a cycle, it shows how people grieve your departure, and what they've always been thinking has been exposed. So I'll take it all the way down to the lowest of low, because a lot of people have this in common. You're about to relocate. You're about to leave a job. Some kind of shift you're making here, Saturn return. It absolutely will expose people when they are linking up with people who have unhealthy and wounded thoughts about you, right? You also have a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, both sun and moon, who has some kind of feelings about you, right? As you walking away, they could have thought you were shapely. Somebody could have thought you were fine. You know, somebody could have thought you were a nice looking man or woman or whatever. They want to link up with you in some way, some unhealthy something. But all of that's about to be exposed. All of that is about, everything is coming to light. Something in someone's family, and somebody thought that you were a fool, that you would never figure something out. But you had some idea. You had some idea. Because you have something new coming into your life. Ace of Wands could connect you with a new love interest that's coming into your life, or somebody. But I'm telling y'all, somebody knows somebody, and somebody knows something with who hangs with dark people in your family. When I say dark entities, meaning that people who are linking up, doing all kinds of unhealthy stuff. You know, their friends, family members, who's sleeping with people's wives, husbands. I mean, somebody knows all of what's going on, right? And they about to tell it all, and how somebody was trying to make you look like a fool, a complete fool. And so you leaving all of that stuff behind. Somebody, see this A right here? Somebody, A can mean a lot of things. You could be asexual. You could be whoever. Somebody leaving all of that stuff behind, because we're talking about this when the moon moves through Scorpio. It's about sacred sex, and it can also be about money. You could be asexual. You could be a person who is not attracted really to anybody, right? But people saw that your energy is very attractive. So people want your energy, right? Want your feedback, want your whatever. But you ending a situation, you won't have to say a word. You won't have to say one word, because people are going to expose something for you. I'm telling you, another Sagittarius is karma is going to hit them real hard and real fast. It's going to be immediate. It's going to be immediate, because some people, they want you to mirror their energy. Here you are happy, you spinning around in the sun, you know, and that's overwhelming for some people. The fact that you're laughing, having a good time, people are like, okay, I thought this person was grieving. It's like people have an idea of what grief should look like. Like you're supposed to, like, let's say for instance, you have a platform like YouTube. They're like, you're supposed to be crying on YouTube. You're supposed to turn the camera on. You're supposed to be crying on YouTube. You're supposed to be sad. The fact that you're happy is exposing people. They really want you to be overwhelmed and sad. And that's a shame. But it's only exposing it. It's going to be immediate. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be immediate. Yeah. Somebody feels like you are lucky. They have a temper. Something was brought out of them. And so they want to end you, but it's also exposing why you ended something. Like you had the foresight. I'm telling you, your eyes in the back of your head, whoever you are, they have a temper, but it's the reason why. I'm either talking to a Sagittarius or whatever your sign is in your 9th house. Whatever your zodiac sign is in your 9th house, it exposed someone's temper, how they really felt about you and what they were really saying about you behind your back. Like to your face, they would tell, oh, you're so nice looking, you're shapely, you're this and that, you're so handsome, I really like your hair, the way it's cut, your barber really shaped you up good, a nice beard, whatever you got going on. Or if you're a woman, oh, I really love your hair, or you dress so nice and you're so confident. All of that is coming out because of your happiness. Your happiness is setting some people to a whole nother level of overwhelm. They can't believe it. They can't believe you laughing. They can't believe you happy. They can't believe. But so something is really pulling on your energy, because some people were able to make a fortune off of you behind your back by telling people who you were linking up with, secretly doing stuff and sending stuff all over the world. Something could be on the dark web for somebody. It doesn't really matter what it is, but it's immediately exposing all of them. So dance around your home as if no one is watching. Dance around your home as if no one is watching. It's immediately exposing all of them. Like wherever you move to, I don't know where you moved to. It's almost like you moved to some magical place on Earth, right? Maybe you moved to, maybe you live in a space that looks like an amusement park. I mean, for real. Maybe you moved to some kind of magical place where people just assuming the worst about you. Like you're supposed to expose your grief publicly. right? It's like people just want you to be sad. They want you to be overwhelmed and they want you to be sad. So they're going to keep trying it. They all sitting around a circle. Okay, what can we do? What can we do? They're all secretly watching you. If you're on social media, they're all secretly watching you. What can we do since, you know, this person don't have a depth of emotions? What can we do to expose them and bring out a depth? I'm telling y'all, it's going to be immediate. So pray and meditate. Dance around your home as if no one is watching. Treat yourselves to a spa day, right? So if somebody is a druid associated with nightmares, this is another Sagittarius. This is somebody that you initially wouldn't have never thought would have done some things to you. You would have never thought initially. See, one energy you may have thought, oh, I could see them doing such and such. But somebody else, this is why you can't assume. All of these people are secretly connected in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So let's say, for instance, you know, two Sagittarius, right? Let's say you're a Sagittarius or whatever your zodiac sign is in your 9th house. One of those Sagittarius, somebody could be asexual, right? Because I'm talking about A. Somebody could be an Aquarius. Somebody could be an Aries. Somebody could be whatever A would stand for. Somebody could be adventurous, whatever A would stand for, whatever adjective you can add to that. But Source is saying to you, one person may have seen it in a circle, and the other person said, hey, I would never do that to you, whoever you are, whatever your zodiac sign is. This Sagittarius reading. But another person that's kept in a loop about something may have seen something and be like, oh, they would never suspect me of doing it. That's why you can't be impulsive, right? You could have walked away from somebody who secretly liked you and really thought, oh, you're not interested in them. Their ego could have hit them and said, oh, maybe they think they too good, you know, for me, so I'll expose them, you know. But they're trying to expose something that you thought was sacred, and they're the ones that's exposing it. This is why you better know all the energies that you walked away from. Somehow in this, the military is involved. Meaning that the person that y'all could have a connection in the military. Like y'all could have both served in the same armed forces or whatever. Somehow they are behind trying to create some kind of a nightmare for you. Somebody's ego is involved. They're very impulsive spirit, right? And so them being kept in the loop about something, somebody basically saying, hey, you send something out because they would never suspect you. Yes, you would. Somehow the military is behind. If you were in the military or in law enforcement or whatever, we're talking about fire right here, and somebody was inspired by you in some way, shape, form, or fashion and say, okay, we don't want to get our hands dirty, they would never suspect you. Yes, you would. Because all of these people you sat around talking to. All these people sat around you talking to. So for instance, an Aries could have given something to a Sagittarius because they did something impulsive. Guess what y'all have in common? The military, okay? The military, or maybe y'all served in law enforcement together. Somebody basically like, this person has nothing to lose. It won't come from me, so people can't trace it back to me. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because if you think another Sagittarius who is just going along with the flow, y'all remember y'all are mutable signs, is going to take the fall for a cardinal sign or a fixed sign, somebody has another thing coming, because that means that would end them and everything that they have going on. It'll end their money. It'll end, you know, because somebody's trying to make them look like a fool. They're basically like, okay, so busy trying to make you look like a fool, they're going to enlist another Sagittarius to make them look like a fool. So another Sagittarius, like, the heck you will. You ain't getting me involved in no mess. So basically, it's like people sitting around trying to justify why they're trying to expose you, exploit you for them to make money. Somebody feel like, okay, the big coin is gone. The big money is gone. We were able to do such and such as long as the big money. But they don't realize the one with the biggest money is the one that's exposing all of them. Whoever it is, the one with the big wallet is exposing all of them while they still trying to make some money off of you, whoever you are. So the new one is extra special. So Angel Gabrielle, the messenger of God, is with you. Yep, be patient. The answers are coming. One yes from God is all you need. Like I said, you're a prayer warrior. You already know who's attached to whom. This would literally be like you meet a group of people on a retreat. You meet a group of people on a retreat. You see everybody around the table. You still got pictures of everybody. You still got people's numbers, all of that stuff, right? You decide to relocate. The Saturn return here. You decide to relocate. But the relationships are over because you saw some kind of impulsive behavior. Whatever you saw, the relationships are over. You relocated somewhere, and these energies, as you're walking away, they're doing stuff behind your back, talking about you behind your back, trying to burn you behind your back in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But they're getting another Sagittarius to do something, to do some kind of dirty work, because they feel like, okay, Sagittarius is just going to go along with the flow. There's a lot of money involved. Sagittarius is going. But these energies have been secretly recording you the whole time. They've been secretly recording you the whole time. And now something is coming to light. So I would not advise anybody to be afraid of what people are going to try to put out about you or try to say about you or whatever, because it's immediately going to come back to them. Immediately it's coming back to them. And if they don't think that'll end their career, if that's how they want to play the game, that's exactly what's going to happen. So document your dreams day and night. Don't forget that rest is a form of self-care, because if somebody thinks that another Sagittarius is going to go along with a program that's going to end them and make them look like a fool, then somebody don't really know a Sagittarius. So your peace is paramount. Always bet on you. Always bet on you. This is breaking up this is forcing you, Sagittarius, to break a chain with some very unhealthy and wounded energies around sacred sex and around money, around what people will do to make money, to exploit and expose people sexually. You've been sitting around a circle with some energies that's how they've been making their money. Excuse me, that's how they've been making their money. And somebody thinks that you're just going to go along with a program. You're like, oh no. You're going to be the one that's going to expose it. Well, you don't have to. There's a Sagittarius who transitioned, who is exposing all of it, but it's putting on somebody else's heart that's in that circle to do it. Whoever's in this circle, a Sagittarius who transitioned is the one that's putting it on the heart of somebody else in your circle. Even if you are the type of Sagittarius, it's like, okay, well, what do I have to lose? They would never suspect me. That would bring a tower down on you. But there's a Sagittarius who transitioned, who is putting it on the heart of somebody in your group that's not scared of anything. They like, okay, they don't have anything to lose. They exposing literally everybody. And they won't have a problem doing it. So self-love, right? So let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. Somebody has absolutely been making money off somebody who they thought was a fool. That's been exposed. Yeah. Somebody who may love you, somebody who may, or you may love them. And so some kind of change happened where somebody walked away from somebody, and people are justifying why they still making money off of people and exploiting and exposing people. But I'm telling y'all, I'm not even gonna name the sign that's gonna do it, because they got so much dirt. The person in this got so much dirt on people, it's not even funny. So even if you were the type of Sagittarius to just go along with the flow and you just, I didn't realize I was just being impulsive or whatever, you just brought a whole tower down on yourself, because this energy in your circle, they know so much dirt on people in the circle, it's not even funny, because people sitting around just talking. People just sitting around just talking. Yeah. And they don't have a problem coming out, the shadow side coming out. This is somebody in your circle. I almost feel like it'll be a shock, but won't be a shock. Like, you be just like, okay, that's just how they are. When they get mad, they just snap. Somebody ain't right in your circle. Somebody you've been sitting around talking to. So, yeah. So, people so busy trying to bring towers down on other people for whatever justification they bringing towers down, because of money, because of this, but they doing stuff secretly. So, it's saying all they're doing is moving you right on along. Wherever Sagittarius is in your birth chart, all they doing is, some people have the foresight of knowing what people would do behind their back, right? That's why, as much as I say in my readings, when you walk out of a room, recall all your power, because recall all parts of you, because some people in that room are speaking highly of you. Some people genuinely do love you. But some people literally are asexual. Like, for real, some people are like, they're not attracted to you or anybody else. because they are asexual. Some people really could have gone through so much trauma that they just like, okay, forget it, you know, altogether. And so this is really a call for self-love. It's really a call for self-love and see things from a higher frequency. And that somebody right there in your circle is going to be the one that's going to put an end to something. They're going to be the one that's putting an end to something, because they're going to be like, you know what, these people, it's almost like a person is almost like connecting with someone else in the spiritual realm. Like these people are so busy trying to mirror excuse me, what they think is going to help them make a fortune, when here's the energy, wherever Sagittarius is in your birth chart, has chosen self-love and to rise above things and not operate in hate but operate in love. This person is almost defending somebody. So whether you're a Sagittarius or whatever your zodiac sign is in your 9th house, this person is defending you. Basically, like here you are on your self-love journey, seeing things from a higher frequency, pouring into yourself, whether you're a man or woman. And these people that you used to sit around a circle and talk to are still, because they're in a dark space themselves, they can't stand to see you happy, whoever you are, and they want to bring you down to a lower frequency, you and somebody else. But I'm telling y'all, it's going to be immediate. Watch. It's going to be immediate, because somebody is sick and tired of people just being, you know, somebody on their self-love journey. They left all that foolishness behind. They're on their self-love journey. And so you're going to make a fortune. Whoever you are going to make a fortune, because these people are so impulsive. They just going to do whatever. They feel like, okay, they got some dirt on you and they can make some immediate. You're dealing with people who want immediate gratification through money, though, right? But it's going to cost them so much more than what they thought. All that's going to be part of their legacy. Their whole legacy is going to be about, something that they try to expose you for, because they couldn't stop their shadow side from coming out. They're going to be somebody the devil made them do it. Listen, as far as you're concerned, you're not operating in the spirit of fear. And if they watching this video and they are part of a team sitting around people trying to exploit people sexually, you better get up from that table. I'm telling you. Anybody that sits around and they mad at somebody else's happiness after people have gone through grief, and they feel like somebody should be grieving longer. So it's like, that's not the table you need to be at. That's not the table you need to be at. Because I'm telling you, somebody that's sitting amongst the group of people, somebody who's sitting amongst a group of people, they can't wait to expose the whole group. They sick. They already sick. They just can't wait to expose the whole group. So 644 struggle. Self-created stress is unhealthy. Self-created stress is unhealthy, right? So your angels are asking you to get honest about how you contribute undue stress and conflict to your own life. And so they ask you to contemplate how struggle plays into your comfort zones, and notice where you are making life harder for yourself today, even in the smallest moments. So make a tiny change today so that a small struggle becomes obsolete. I'm telling y'all, some Sagittarius wouldn't even, they'd be like, okay, it's negativity at this table or people sitting around this circle. I don't even want to be a part of it, because I already know y'all plotting and planning. But another Sagittarius may be like, okay, well, you know, I don't know. I mean, they walked away from me too. Talking about you were Sagittarius. They walked away from me too. And I mean, okay, I'll do it. Not realizing it'll come right back on them. That's karma, right? So somebody is receiving their karma. Somebody is receiving their karma. It's one thing if you don't know what's going on, but it's another thing if you do know what's going on. If you do know what's going on and people's intentions are to hurt somebody, and you still sitting at the table listening and just pouring, and people are saying, well, you can make a whole lot of money for something. So it's like, a whole lot of other ways you can make a whole lot of money. So yeah, so somebody is your 6th house and your 12th house, right? Trying to disrupt your peace. They're trying to become empowered themselves in terms of their psychic gifts. They're trying to become empowered themselves, right? And so they're trying to keep you caged in or boxed in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But you already have the answers because of your spiritual gifts, whoever you are. So, you know, you recognize that some people are still grieving your departure, and any show of happiness in your spirit it's like it's sending them to a whole new level of grief. Like people want you to stay, like misery loves company. It's like people want you to stay at a low place. And that's unfortunate that people do, right? Because people are saying that you're a beautiful person. And so just look in the mirror, and some of these energies have done all kinds of magic. You're seeing how blessed you are, that you're healing people, that you're healing yourself. So like I said, continue being very passionate about what you do. Don't worry about these energies who are, you know, because there's only a select few of the energies that sit around the table. You don't have to worry about it, because somebody at that table is actually defending you. Someone who died is placing something on their heart to defend you. You have nothing. I'm telling you, you have nothing to worry about. Whatever these people do is going to. It's like somebody. So people they want your psychic gifts. So everything you talk about, like when I talk about psychic gifts, and I say it's really like best practices. Like, what did you learn about yourself? These people want to be your karma so bad. Anything that's going to keep them connected to you, by any means necessary, any means necessary. They secretly watching you, everything you do, and secretly trying to apply, taking notes, trying to apply everything that you're saying. So, we'll be their karma. Well, they'll learn the lesson. We'll be the ones that teach them the lesson. Not even realize that all they're doing is throwing themselves into a karmic loop. And I'm telling you, it can hit them, their kids, grandkids. They don't know how long they're going to be in that karmic cycle. And the way it can come back is it could be a complete shutdown of their organization. It can come in foreclosure of their house. It can come in the form of just all hell breaking loose in their life, and they sitting around can't figure out what's happening and why it's happening. All because some energies had an issue with you being happy. That's sad. That is really sad. Anybody that has an issue with, but so what I see you when the way you're gonna be testing it from now on is, as soon as you speak highly of certain people, how they respond to it. That's how you're gonna know immediately. Some people are better at hiding their jealousy than others, but some people, they can't hide it. It comes out immediately. As soon as you start speaking highly of somebody, oh, I really like they like see this person walking away. Oh, I really like their hair, and I really love the way they dress. I like their stature. He sure can hang a suit. He's a nice looking guy, or she's a nice looking woman. And you see the eye rolling and the sucking of the teeth, and somebody trying to bring out the worst in somebody. They're showing you the depth of emotions that they had at that very moment. You need to get up and walk away like this energy is. The longer you sit there, the longer you being contaminated. Some people, they can't leave a circle because they feel like, okay, well, I'm a friendly person, I'm outgoing, and people talk about people all the time like they talk about you. Somebody is still trying to sacrifice you. Whoever you are, they still trying to sacrifice you. Here, well, why don't you send it? They would never suspect you. Y'all were really, really close. They used to live with you, or you used to live with them, or y'all used to hook up for ice cream, or y'all used to go to dinner. They would never suspect you. Yes, they would. Along with the people that you're sitting around with. Yep. Because they want their wishes fulfilled, and they're telling you that this is how you can get your wishes fulfilled. I'm trying to tell somebody, every time somebody idolizes a human being, and a human being is telling you, hey, look, this is how we can get our wishes fulfilled because the big money is gone somewhere, and they're basically telling you this is how they can get their wishes fulfilled. Somebody still keep falling for the okie doke. Like somebody keep falling for the okie doke. But eventually you're going to learn how to cut people off, because some people will have a whole tower fall down on you just to get their wishes fulfilled. Somebody is sitting around a group of people who want to exploit and expose someone sexually, because people are speaking highly of them behind their back, and you're sitting right in a circle with these energies, and somebody's saying, here, you do it, because nobody would ever suspect. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. So I see as your abundance and your prosperity growing, that's why we see the 8 of Cups here. You're walking away because you're like, I don't want to be associated with that kind of mess. It's not even the kind of person I am. That's not even the kind of person I am. So that would mean you've done your own shadow work. And so that would be victorious. Somebody may have first initial, middle initial, last initial V that has some kind, they looking for some kind of victory. I'm telling y'all, some people, like, they won't stop until they're dead. They don't even realize they're messing up their own legacy. They literally don't care. Somebody feel like they don't have nothing to lose. They want to feel empowered. Honestly, I feel like somebody is competing with their own child. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I feel like this is a parent who is competing with their own child. I mean, it's sad. You would think it was, and they're getting everybody on board. to compete with their own child. That's what this looks like. So I don't know who that's for, but yeah, protect your energy, whoever you are. You could be sitting around a group of women that are toxic feminine, but somebody, it could be, you could be a woman or you could be a man that's sitting there listening to somebody who's competing with their own. I mean, it's sad. It's really, really just sad. Who all they have to do is focus on self-love and operate in the spirit of love. Unless y'all have seen a parent literally, because you know, like I said, a lot of parents, they want the best. They want generationally, they want the best for their kids. They work really, really hard. They say, oh, you know what? Hey, you know what? They'll come out of the spotlight if it means supporting their own kids. They'll come out of the spotlight, whatever industry it's in. But then you got the stage moms and stage dads who are trying to live vicariously through their own kids, but yet still competing with them, right? In some way, shape, form, or fashion. It's actually pretty sad. Because some people don't know the difference between their career and vocation, right? Their career and vocation. That's why you have something. That's why you're starting to see now, like, even if some celebrities are still in a particular industry, they're helping their kids. They're like helping their kids. Let me shine a spotlight on you. Let me shine a spotlight on you. And then you got some parents that are like, yeah, it's an artist who transitioned, and their parent who was in the same industry basically like, listen, I need to get you out of this industry. If it's doing all of this to you, I need to get you out of this industry. So that's why you can't always be impulsive and assume, okay, somebody's jealous of somebody. That's what prayer and meditation is for. But whoever you're sitting around a circle talking with, that's who it is. It's somebody who has an issue with someone because they still competing. It's sad. Something is sad, and you're gaining some kind of clarity. You're gaining clarity on it. If somebody feels like somebody is showing somebody else way too much compassion, and somebody didn't show them enough compassion, and it's just like it's burning them up on the inside because somebody is living in their purpose. But guess what? As long as we're all alive, guess what? All we have to do is answer the call on our lives. But you're gonna have to put fear, doubt, uncertainty to the side and say, hey, you were called to do something. So you're going through a very powerful transformation of learning how to protect your gifts and set boundaries. Anybody, if I even when I'm reading cards and I hear people say, you know, when I hear people say certain thing about their own kids, like really horrible thing about their own kids, it's almost like people haven't healed from, even if you felt that, to tell somebody else that, it shouldn't sit right with some people. Like people sitting around talking about how horrible their own kids are and all this. It's almost like somebody haven't dealt with something within themselves. That's what I'm seeing here. They haven't dealt with something within themselves. Because if you got to hear it from other people, you already know the child had heard it 1,000 times. You just like your darn daddy or your mama or you this and that. You'll never amount to anything. So it's like a bunch of people sitting around swapping stories of new and exciting love awaits. Even if I thought, you know, something ill of my child, I would tell them directly. But am I gonna sit around a group of people exchanging stories about this, they not this, and they nah? I'm gonna tell them directly to their face. This is what you need to heal in this area, whatever the case may be. If they're your child, talk to them. You need some self-love. You need to stop hanging around people. You need to stop hanging around people who hate to see you happy. I wouldn't be sitting around no group of people saying that. Oh, they not smart enough. Something wrong with them. They just like that other side of the family. Like, that don't make people feel better. That's what I'm saying here in your cards. So you have new and exciting love awaiting for you. New and exciting love awaiting for you. So it's just trying to teach somebody stop going along with the flow. And unfortunately, it's a Sagittarius that died. Is going to put it on somebody's heart in that circle to shut it all down. Because somebody is sick of hearing it. Like somebody's just like, oh, this is ridiculous. Like y'all can't be happy for somebody else who's happy. Like what's wrong with y'all? So you could be the high vibrating Sagittarius that puts an end to something. You could be that Sagittarius. It's like, you know what, you putting it in, you exposing everybody sitting at that table. Like, y'all are just a bunch of haters. So you've been, that's what I'm saying. You feel like you've been patient long enough. Whoever you are, you may be putting everybody at that table on blast. Everybody's demons on blast. Because at this point, you're just bored. At this point, you're just bored. Yeah, people are just, they passionate about hate instead of being passionate about operating in the spirit of love. So that's what I'm seeing for you. So like I said, you putting your energy somewhere else. This is why I noticed I knew this early in the reading, that you can be walking away from these people who have the depth of emotion, talking about people behind their back. Like, you're like, I'm putting my energy towards my new love and new and exciting love. So good for you. I love it. Good for you. Yeah, but somebody, yeah, you got an Aries in your circle who is bored and impatient. Somebody is very impatient in that circle. So you could have a high vibrating Aries in that circle, but you